Folks, we have Jennifer Quas here with CPS, Chint Power Services, South
Systems.
Systems, Chint Power Systems. Thank you. And Southeast Region, I wanted to say account manager. Was that right?
Yeah.
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 Why'd
Business
you just
development account manager.
business development? Right.
I
And
mean,
you're out.
it's technically account manager, but it's more business development just because it ends up being longer relationships that you have to build.
Yeah. Well, these sales aren't like walking into a retail shop and or buying something out of the back end of a car. They require a lot of development in order to go put these power systems in, don't they?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll get into that a little bit, but I love that Christmas tree behind you. Very festive. It's beautiful. It's a bit of a work of art, I think.
I think so too. I'm very
Yeah.
proud of my tree. I love my tree.
It's picture perfect. Our tree is like any ornament can go anywhere kind of model. It's more what do I
Yeah.
want to go with? The Griswold kind
Eclectic.
of
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, Griswold. Yeah, that was an awesome movie growing up. Yeah, no, my kids had their tree, and so all the things that they made at school, they were able to put on their tree. I had my tree, and then we may have had another tree. So yeah, we loved Christmas at our house.
3 trees. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Ever get real ones, or are they real?
This one's fake because I live in Florida and I'm not dealing with a tree. In the Carolinas, I had real ones, and so I had one real and two fake.
Wow, you do love Christmas and
Yeah,
Christmas parties.
decorating. I
Yeah,
love Christmas parties.
you host any?
I used to. I was going to this year, but then some other neighbors beat me to it. So, but I do. I last year we went to a Christmas party. I made these rumcello Jello shots. They were more
Mm.
like flan, but they were really, really good. So I made and yeah, people were like, "Come to the party this year," and I'm like, "I can't. I've got other things to do."
Oh, you're gonna miss the Christmas party. Dang it!
Well, the
Dang it!
one that I went to last year. I'm going to a new one this year.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, very festive, and thanks for joining us. And I see you're wearing some pretty special earrings there. Tell me about
Oh,
those.
yes. Yes. So can you see them? It says Solar Sisters. So shout out to my colleague at CPS America, the New Jersey office, Daryl. He has a 3D printer, and I showed him a sticker from Solar Sisters event. And I said, I really would like to go to RE Plus Vegas and have a dozen of them. And when I'm networking with some of the females in solar, some of my closest friends that have become friends in the industry, I gave them a pair. And then I was able to give Abby Hopper, who dedicated over a decade of her time with Sia and the Solar Sisters movement. So it just was really meaningful.
Wow, lovely. What a cool gift. And so did y'all get to wear them in Vegas?
So I passed them out in Vegas, and yes, some did come by the booth like the day after, and they're like, look it." So yeah, I had a dozen, and I wish I had more in my pocket, but yeah, it was special time to pass them out to the ones that meant a lot to me.
Very cool. Tell me more. What are the Solar Sisters?
Oh, well, Abby, I believe created that. I need to ask her. But yeah, it's just a safe space for us women who are in the solar industry or clean energy industry, but mostly solar for SIA. And it's just a safe space. We are all coming into solar at different points in our lives and different professional levels, and so changing industries, which is what I did. So it can be just extremely overwhelming, and energy predominantly has been male So, I think statistically there was 20% women. I feel like it's growing all the time, but it's still a low percentage, and we just have different challenges. And, we're mothers sometimes, and we're caretakers. So we just, there's a lot going on, and then you're trying to make this career path for yourself. So I just love it because it's a very supportive environment, but we do allow men to come. So any man who joins a Solar Sister event, we encourage it, and we're glad to see them, and we love the support.
Oh, all right. How does that work? Am I a plus one, or do I have to identify as a solar sister? How do I get in the door?
No, you don't have to identify as a sister, but but yeah, you can just they I don't know what next year looks like, how they're going to do them, but typically it was at a RE Plus trade show, and they would just put like an hour aside for us to get together in some big room um, while you're at the conference, and we just get together, and usually they have keynote speakers, and they just kind of talk about their journey. So the speakers will be female, but the men that do join, I think they get to listen and learn and grow, and just see different perspectives.
And what are you sharing? So you get an hour together, there are a couple of speakers, and then some networking time. What does it look like?
Yeah, exactly. There's usually some networking opportunity, Q&A, and yeah, I mean I've had questions like, some of the speakers get asked, how long have you been in solar? And um, what do you know now that you wish you would have known when you started? Do you feel the support you need? And just some issues, and it's different based on who the speakers are and the questions that they ask. And some are more uh, personal focused, some are more professional driven focused, or education and that type of support. Um, yeah, so I mean, you get to discuss different topics, and it just opens the floor for others to ask other questions or validate or share their story.
Very cool. I love those supportive networks. Um, well, the supportive entities that create that networking, and then, I assume mentorship kind of relationships start to bud outside of there. Is that true?
Oh, 100%. I mean, I would say um, one of my dear friends, Jade Rush, she owns a logistics company. I met her at a Solar Sister event, and we become really close in a short period of time. And we're both trying to support each other, and just hold each other accountable, and just do great work, and be available. Emily O'Leary, Mary Ellen, Baker. I've got Erin. I mean, it goes on and on. It's just like some of these women, Abby, um, Caitlin that works at CS. So you get to see them over and over, and you start to create close bonds, and it's just such a level of support, encouragement. Because when you go into a new industry, especially if it's male dominated, you're trying to learn your role in that space, but you're talking to some people that have a decade or more of experience in solar, and you are like a deer in headlights,
Mm.
trying to like absorb as much as you can, because as people will say in the solar coaster world, not every EPC operates the same way, not every EPC has the same resources. um, they don't all, some are smaller, some are larger, where some you have to do everything in handful because they're a one man or two man show, and then you've got EPCs that they've got different divisions for every different department. So you learn that through just putting yourself out there, and exposing yourself to all these different entities. And then you're going to trade shows, and you're learning a competition, but you're also learning your own products, and then you've got a territory. So I mean, it just it's a lot in a short period of time to get to a level that you really want to be successful at. And solar's complicated. It's not just a it's plug and play, but it can be so versatile and flexible in all its applications. And so it just, it's like unlimited. And I get really excited about that. But at the same time, it took me, 3 years to kind of feel that confidence. And you don't have that confidence those first 3 years if you're new to it. So Solar Sisters has been kind of a saving grace for me in a way, because you just don't know where you fit the best, and you're excited about this industry that you just want to keep learning and growing, but you've got some really intelligent, smart, experienced people, and that is intimidating.
I love this story. I don't think I've ever been a part of an organization that was just built to support each other. I was just thinking about that. I'm not a single one. That's really special. All right, how many solar brothers have you seen in these rooms?
I would say I've probably attended six, maybe seven in 2 years, and I don't get to go to all of them. And I would say there's at least two, but lately I feel like it's increased. I feel like the last one, there was probably at least a dozen,
Oh, okay.
or just
So
shy of a dozen. Yeah.
if I go, it would be hard to hide.
Um, if you have a wig on, you could hide. If you don't, then yes, it'd be hard.
And I can do the wig. There'll be no appropriating kind of comments, or
It
I won't get
depends
in
on
any
the
trouble.
wig.
Oh.
It depends on the wig and your pronoun, but no, come on. You can totally come. Come as Pat. SNL.
Oh,
That
I
was my
remember
favorite
Pat.
episode.
Yes, the Pat skits were great. Those were great.
Yes.
Well, last time we talked, I know you invited me, and I'll take you up on that. So,
Good.
are they at okay, Sia, RE Plus?
RE Plus, they usually partner with Sia. I believe they do it together all the time. They will have an hour to maybe 2 hour time slot somewhere at the RE Plus shows.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, just the main one or the state level ones too?
State level too.
Okay.
Um, I've only really been to the ones in the Southeast, so I don't want to overspeak and say the Midwest does it, or California, or Northeast. But the ones that I've been to in the Southeast, usually it's facilitated by someone from SIA Foundation, and it's a female. And I don't know if they rotate, so you'd have to confirm those details. But yeah, I mean, all the ones in the Southeast, we've had a special hour set aside for this.
Very cool. All right. I'm now a fan of Solar Sisters, and any organization that is just supporting each other as professionals in the industry. That's special. It is rare. Most of these things, everybody's showing up to get information on regulation and industry and interest rates and tax and finance and products and what's out there, right? Uh, More about supporting each other as professionals sounds really wonderful. All right.
Mhm.
Well, if you're there, I'm in. I don't know if I'll go if
Come
you're
on.
not there, but
I told you, just text me and I'll meet you outside the door, and
fair deal.
I'll make sure you have a good spot sitting in the back that you can just absorb.
Yeah, fair deal. And I don't mind the front as long as I got a friend. What's Up Renewables is growing, and we're looking for new sponsors to join us. Our show connects leaders, innovators, and field professionals across the renewable industry, and our sponsors are part of that conversation. Some have seen their network expand instantly. Others have grown revenue and brand visibility through the connections they've made right here. If you want your company to reach the people driving the future of clean energy, now's the time to get involved. Contact us at media@whatsuprenewables.com to become a sponsor today. Tell me a little bit about what you do at CPS, or maybe what CPS does, and then specifically what you do there.
Yeah, so Chip Power Systems America, it's been a three-phase string inverter manufacturer for about 13 years now. The last 8 years, we've been number one in string three-phase inverters. We started out rooftop, small. Um, we grew through word of mouth, through engineers and customers that really liked the product and were impressed and saw how easy it was and how flexible it was to install. Um, and then the customer service support, we have engineers to help. We have, field techs. The hotline was answered. So just being really hands on and available for that support, whether it's prior to purchasing or during purchasing and installation or even after commissioning. And then, just random things happen, right? A storm comes through and knocks your system out, and you need that field support. Um, so, what I do is I pretty much find my own new opportunities. A lot of lead generation is done through trade shows, conferences, networking events, cold calling. I've actually gotten a few accounts by just finding them through Google or from the SIA site or NAPSEP site. And that, you email, you try to be creative, try to get them on LinkedIn, and you're not always, either they're busy or they don't want to talk to another salesperson,
Hmm.
so you got to get creative and persistent but friendly, and don't show up at a sales call, cold call, without some kind of goodies. Come with cookies or come with something you're going to leave behind.
Pe- People are always happy when they got a snack, aren't they?
Yep, yep. Don't
Yeah.
come up empty handed. And then have a
Well,
folder with your information.
all right. Great sales tips. You said creative, persistent, and friendly, but that just defined your attributes as I've been getting to know you. Have you always been that way? Did you, have to work on that to gain this sales swagger and success, or was it just a good fit?
We all have talents and skills. I wasn't always the best student in school. Like, I wanted to be a good student, but I always struggled with math. And so when you, I don't know, when you are like struggling in school a little bit, I think you kind of tap into other talents, and one of mine was talking. I love talking, and I didn't matter. I always, even in high school, anyone that was foreign, in the foreign exchange student, I just wanted to get to know. I was so excited and eager to get to know them. I was curious, and so communication, curiosity, and a little craziness. I was just able to just learn, listen, and grow through, like, I guess, marketing and sales. And that's kind of the path that I took. I didn't do the traditional college. So uh, that was kind of feeling out, like, where is my skill set and what is my talent, and just trying to figure that out. If you're not like, I'm not an engineer, I'm not a banker, I'm not a lawyer, or, so sales was something that evolved in me. Um, and it's just natural. I love talking to people and learning new things, especially a technology that interests me. Um, and so, solar is just something that I really wanted to learn and know about and support it and grow it. And so I'm just eager to, like, find as many customers that, CPS is a channel for me to kind of do what I love, right? Which is solar. So it's a vessel, and it's a product that I do believe in, and I know our team. So to answer what CPS does, they hired me, who had no experience in solar, gave me an opportunity, a chance to learn technical equipment. Inverters is not that easy, and coach me. And I have amazing people I work with. Um, but I can have true testimony that we have a customer service team, that's available, and we try to answer the phone and we try to take care of the customer. And that's how we've grown. And I think just instilling that and hiring people that also care. And that's kind of the thing we say is CPS cares. So I have a lot of gratitude and appreciation towards them. Uh, we evolved through those relationships and through engineers, and so they slowly started hiring more people and just coaching and training us, and then we grew it within each other, and we do support each other. But the biggest thing was we went into commercial utility from rooftop to ground mount. We had some, hiccups because it was during COVID. And then that took some more time to really develop that commercial utility line. And now we're doing half CNI and half utility, and it's like they're both growing.
Wow.
So it's been an amazing journey to really uh, just kind of be a part of and also learn. And I couldn't do it without Solar Sisters, though. I'm telling you that.
No kidding. Okay, so residential. When did you join?
Not residential. We're only commercial. So I hate to
Oh, you're
stop you
not
there, but
anymore.
no, we never were a residential inverter company.
Ah, so
Three
the
phase.
rooftop
Right.
was just commercial.
Yep, only commercial. Yeah, I should have said
Gotcha.
that.
I
Mhm.
gotcha. Okay. Oh, and only three phase.
Yes, but a year ago we came out with a split hybrid model. So we do have a split single phase, but it's only for commercial. So, but right now that's not the focus. Three phase and utility is really the focus, and then battery storage. So for you for the CNI space, um, the small commercial rural areas that are on that 120 or 240 split, like that's what that line is for. So it's a market that needed some product, but it's only about a year into what we deployed.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot of growth for CPS in 5 years. So he pivoted from rooftop into all the way up to utility. So that's exciting. Is CPS the first company that you joined and your personal transition into solar?
Yeah, I went from healthcare, senior living to solar, and this is the only job that would hire me. Yeah.
Those two jobs sound identical. How did that? So you fell in love with solar and then made the transition?
Yeah, so I was always fascinated by solar, growing
Okay.
up in Florida. Even though I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina, it was just something that, as I got older, and learned more about solar, I just thought it was just cool technology and it made sense, but I never had a residential system. And I was involved with US Green Building Council back in 2012. And I had gone back to college as an adult to finish my degree. And that's when the light bulb went off. And it was just like I learned what sustainability was, and um, cradle to grave. And I just met some really cool people that cared about the planet and just long shelf life and resiliency and equitable distribution with energy. And I just fell in love with it. And I was just like, oh my gosh. But unfortunately, I did not go into that industry. I ended up going into healthcare. And so when the healthcare career was coming to an end, I was like, this is my last shot to like really get it right to the field that I really want to grow in. And solar was it for me.
I love that transition. I talked to so many people that, join renewables in some way, shape, or form and transition in. Not very many of them that at least I've met, it was so intentional to go into solar or maybe go into sales as you did. It's I just want to learn about that and sort of grab any job. You were very focused on what you wanted. That's I mean, it's powerful when you know exactly what you're looking for.
It, I was old though when I figured it out. So I wasn't I wasn't right out of college. Let's just say that.
How did you know you wanted sales though?
It was just pretty much the only thing I could do really well. So, and you make money, and I always had to support myself, so, since
Yeah.
18. So it was kind of just, and my dad's a salesman. And so, and my
Uh,
grandpa was, so maybe it's just in my DNA.
yeah, or at least you had some relationship with the concept and the job type.
But I don't like to call myself a salesperson. I tell people that meet me, I'm not just a salesperson. I really am. I like the word business development, or um, a resource specialist, or an more energy consultant. And that's kind of the goal, that, energy consultant is just someone who really wants to learn the customer's needs and really grow from there. So who knows what the future looks like for me. I definitely want to keep pushing myself and support the industry that I really am passionate about.
I imagine you'll be building a team or teams of people to go and do what you are doing with sales and business development.
It's not easy. It's tiring. I mean,
Yeah.
it's 75% travel, and so you really have
Mm.
to be truly, I think, driven to want to keep hustling too. And there's competition. I mean, and this year was a tough year. So,
Yes.
because there's certain things that were happening that were completely out of your control, with policy changes and just the view on Chinese manufacturing, which is really sad because chip power system's been around for 40 years producing power. Some of this propaganda just kind of, I think, is just not right, because they're a great company that's been doing the right thing for 40 years. And we've had our own inverters out there for 12 years. So I have customers that absolutely love our product. So it just, it gets a little disheartening when you hear, oh, you don't have domestic content, or oh, this or that, right? And it's like, is it a good product? Is it a great price? Are you going to get customer service, engineering support? Are
Right.
we going to deliver it?
Is it the domestic content piece that you get some pullback from customers, or is it the tariffs and the price that changed, or what is it?
It's a combination of a lot. It's many things. I mean, it's Buy America, Build America, domestic con. It was like this year felt like that game, Whack a Mole. So it's
Yeah.
like you had that. Okay, how are we gonna recover from that? Oh, tariffs. Oh, recover from that. Non domestic content. Oh, cover, and then another F word that came up, and I'm like,
Another F word.
yeah,
Should I?
FEOC, foreign
Oh,
entity of. Sorry, yeah, that
yeah.
word.
That we won't say the F word. All right.
No, don't say the
Um,
F word. It's
and
a
how
shame.
it is. Sometimes it's a shame, but for our country, for us, solar is not dead. Battery storage is
No.
about to boom.
Mhm.
Solar's still going strong. Wind took quite a beating this year. I don't know if you saw any of that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's not dead. 2026 and 7 are going to be okay. And then it's going to be rough again. And then, we'll watch how the royal regime changes in our country. I guess I should call them elected officials, but
Well, that's
sometimes.
the sad thing. I mean, regardless of politics, the sad thing is consistency with sustainable, equitable alternatives. And, wind, solar, we never said you can't have fossil fuels. We never said get completely rid of them. We just were like, there's other technologies that are a little bit cleaner. Now, we also have to look at the whole lifeline, and, like, again, cradle to grave, like, how are we repurposing these? How are we recycling? How are we decommissioning? Because you can't say you're into clean energy and really go down that movement when you're going to pollute the ground, right? You got to
Mm,
be able to balance it. And that's really what I would love to start hearing more conversations about. How do we recycle, repurpose? And, you know, yeah, we're creating all this clean energy and carbon free, but what are we doing to the ground? You know? So that's really what
sure.
sustainability is about.
You mean when we decommission or upgrade a system, things like that? But panel recyclers seem to be popping up over the
Yes.
last couple of years. I think I see one or two added, to the market each show I go to.
Yep.
About right?
And I love
Yeah.
it. And my friend Emily O'Leary, she started Green Clean Solar recycling, and she does some wind recycling, and so yeah, and batteries now. So we just have to be responsible stewards of land, water, and air, and it's
Hmm.
just that simple, right?
That's right. That's right. Well, way to go, Emily. All right. Adding some recycling out there. I wonder what they're. I'd like to talk to her sometime. I don't know what the repurpose or reuse of panels and the material is. I've been in wind so long. I'm familiar with blades. It's the fiberglass, and it can be mixed in with concrete. Seems to be the leading technology or cost effective way. So then it's becomes sidewalks and roads and things like that.
Mhm.
I wonder what panels are doing.
Oh, they do. I think they turn them into glass. But Emily, let's have her on,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'll put you in touch because she's the expert.
Hmm. And then same with battery. I got to talk to one, not on the podcast. I'm trying to learn more, but that's quite a chemistry situation of breaking these batteries apart and then repurposing. But folks are starting to do it.
Hmm.
They're starting to do it. Yeah, I'm with you on. Yeah, I like the clean energy, but I like being responsible stewards, I think is the word you used. Yeah, of our planet, I suppose, in our
Yeah,
neighborhoods. Yeah,
yeah.
very cool. I love that the industry continues to grow and more folks join and bring that excitement and passion behind doing those right things. That always feels good to me. I've been doing it a long time. For the most part, it just sort of felt like an energy guy. Didn't really get behind the whole clean part. But now, I mean, now it's a real industry, right? And we can add those recycling, repurposing. You don't need to just give everybody a 500-watt light bulb so you can sell more power, but you can cost effectively produce the power and supplement what they're doing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's exciting.
100%. I mean, you just have to choose to do what's right. And, there are EPCs and there are developers and manufacturers that want to, so um, I always think about Wally. I don't know if you remember that movie. It was Wall and then E, and it's 20 years old. But Americans had to leave, or
Uh-oh.
people, I mean, people had to leave Earth to go to space because the recycling was so out of control. And so, we just have to not get too crazy, right? And that's why fossil fuel will always be there because it's so important. That's why it's a combination of things: wind, solar. It's just hydrogen, nitrogen. I mean, there's so many different energy sources. You've got people that grow algae that creates so biofuel. I mean, that's manure, animals. I mean, there's so many endless things. So that's why I got upset about the solar attack and the wind attack, is because we just need to all work together. It's not like one needs to be the only source. It's how do we diversify and keep this planet as healthy as possible?
Yeah, absolutely agree. And effective for the citizens, right? To match the demand. We always want more power, right? We these citizens, we want to drive on electricity and have all of these new gadgets in our homes and in our work lives, and it requires that energy. And solar is fast. Even if you get rid of anything else about it, you can build a site so fast and have your power source available. It's really exciting. I love how your passion behind it. Was there a particular project or moment in time or experience that first kind of sparked that interest?
I think I went to go to Hawaii to see my brother's son. And I just saw all these. panels on these roofs in Hawaii. And I was like, huh. And I asked my brother, he's like, that's solar. And and it was in a low income housing. And I believe like the utility pretty much probably put it on their houses in Hawaii. And I just thought that that was really neat idea. And I just started kind of learning more about it. But I wanted a system, but I didn't have the money for it. And I don't stay in a house long enough to really justify having it. So I just never did it residentially. But I always knew I wanted to do more business to business development and commercial and utility. Well, I started out commercial and then I worked my way into utility.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. You witness it and then just start asking those questions, right? And you said, be creative and be crazy and start pouring into your own passions. I love that. All right, very cool. Um, when you're talking to potential clients and customers, and maybe anyone that you're explaining what you do, what CPS does, is there something you wish everyone understood a little bit better about solar, about renewables?
Well, obviously we manufacture the inverters, the three-phase string inverters, and now battery. I think the main thing, just uh, we're growing with you as a customer. We do sell direct. We also work with distributors, but we do sell direct, and we work with a customer that's buying one or 100 or 500. Right? We're going to treat you the same. I know I can say that from that's how we just all have to care, and we have really tried to do that. I feel like, have we gotten it right 100% the 3.5 years I've been there? We've had a few people come and go, but for the most part, they've been able to hire the right people that really embrace the culture. And then just holding the company, like the manufacturing side of it in China and Thailand, you know, making sure that they get the feedback from the customers on what's not working or how can we improve it. So research and development, and just working with the utilities and understanding what the utilities are wanting, and then adjusting the inverters to meet those demands or requirements. So I feel like we do a really good job with really listening to the customers and trying to grow our business based on what their needs are.
Hmm. I think what I'm going to walk away from is that maybe you wish those people and customers knew how much you guys cared.
Yeah,
And
that's a good
looking,
takeaway.
yeah, and whether it's one system or 500, or depending on the size, and that there's lessons that you guys learn and take to improve.
Yes.
Yeah, that is tough, right? Especially, if somebody's coming to you with a sales pitch, you aren't thinking that they really care about you sometimes, right? It's a tough one. Maybe
You
if
have
you
to
bring
earn it.
this, you gotta earn it. Bring the
Hmm.
snack, build a friendship, right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
I
gotta
I
earn
have
it.
customers. I'm not going to give their names out right now, but they know who they are. I have customers who, I think for almost 2 years, I cold called them probably every 4 or 5 months. Sometimes you send, you just, because I wanted them to be a customer because I actually liked what they were doing, and I really wanted to see how I could support them. And I call it friendly persistence. Some might call it really annoying, but resiliency and persistence and just believing in yourself and what you can do. And it takes time. I mean, 2 years, and he's going to buy his first project with me. And it's probably been three. Actually, it probably has been 3 years, and it's going to happen. And so that really makes me excited because I have several customers who are like, you just wouldn't go away.
Well, good for
And
you.
then they
Yeah,
like the product, and then they like me, and they like the service, and I'm there for them.
very cool. Yeah, you got to be persistent. The kid just can't give up. And they probably wish they would have done it a little sooner.
Some do, yeah, some
Yeah,
do.
I bet. I bet. No, that's a good one. We'd like to thank our sponsor, Altair Energy Services, and their highly trained, expert technical staff, leveraging decades of renewable power management experience into customized solutions for everyone to meet their energy goals and contribute to a better future for all. Altair's team of hardworking, respected experts are providing full scope, turnkey repairs, planned and unplanned maintenance, system upgrades, fully autonomous technical crews, supplemental staffing, and customized dynamic scheduling to fit your power production needs. Contact Altair at info@altairenergyservices.com and learn more about their wide range of capabilities across multiple power technologies and platforms. You just mentioned culture at CPS. Tell me more. What's the culture like? And I just want to say, I mean, every RE Plus or event that I see CPS at, I mean, it's a huge production. You got a big area. Everybody's wearing the exact same shirt color that day versus the next day, and it's a lot of people. You guys roll strong, and everybody seems happy and moving around and lots of energy. How do you get that? And tell me more about that culture.
So Brian Wagner is the president. He started out in sales, worked his way to general manager, and now president. Um, it was something that he really, it was before me. I think it was 2021, maybe 2020, where he and his team just found themselves at a crossroads, and he was able to start restructuring. And he just, when he took over, he just restructured and he hired certain folks that kind of really fit in, he calls it like a playbook, kind of like many plays for different things. And we he does push himself to read, so he, really kind of, I wouldn't say mandatory, but definitely highly suggested, read books. And so I think as a company we've probably read over 20 books, and then we discuss them. And just, we call it light speed. That's another thing where he instills that triangle play where, if you're leading, you've got support, you've got backup, so he calls it light speed. And um, so Brian Wagner, I mean, I think when you grow a certain company at the speed that he has, you have to have the right people to hire the next team of right people and the next team of right people. And sometimes it doesn't work. I mean, we unfortunately, I've had probably seven colleagues leave, but over 3.5 years. But
Hmm.
as a company, I think we've grown faster. We've grown like 40% each year. So, it's not a perfect science, but for the most part, there's a lot of retention.
Okay, that's exciting. The book club thing, that sounds like a powerful catalyst to maintaining and creating that culture.
Correct.
Yeah. All right. I got to start that. I did one book with a group last year. I'm starting a couple different groups with book clubs. I kind of take like 3 months to go through it. How long do you take to go through the book?
It depends. So I have to admit on live TV, I am not the quickest reader. So I, plus paper, I like to make notes. So it takes me longer to read a book, especially if I'm learning something, or absorbing it. So I like Audible. So if
Hmm.
so, I would say we probably read as a company 5 to 6 books a year.
Wow.
And so it's not every quarter. One quarter could have two. It depends on, but not all of them are really like big books, or some are easier than others. And if you get Audible, you can knock it out.
I can't do the audibles. I several people on the team they go to the audible, but I'm such a visual learner that I don't retain the information when it goes in my ear that way as quite as
See, and I'm
well.
the opposite.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that we have options for everyone, however they like to. But yeah, I have to read. I have the worst habit though because I like my information coming in visually and reading. At boy, I'm what is it? Probably I would say like a complacent speed reader. I speed
Oh,
read so often now I forget I have to force myself to slow down, and I
okay.
really make a lot of mistakes. So that book, that paper, take notes, like is a must. I have to have a pen or a highlighter, otherwise,
Mhm.
yeah, the information's not there. All right,
And
I
see, I
love
don't
that.
go that fast, so cause and or I'm dog earing it. It's just like, oh wow. So I tend to absorb and read a chapter and then put it down because I'm just like processing, absorbing. So um yeah. So
Yeah,
everyone learns differently.
yeah. Well, speed reading is just a pain, right? Because I'm missing so many important points now. Like this
Yeah.
has turned into a horrible habit. Horrible.
And it also depends on the book. So, I mean, some books I don't do that, but the ones that I really want to learn, like for instance, I'll give another shout out, Tim Montague with Clean Power Hour. I mean, he just wrote a book, Wired for Sun, and oh my God, I'm like, why couldn't I have had this book when I first started? So
Oh,
that that's a god. Yeah, he did a great job. He really did, and he's got another one coming. So just being able to support someone who has been a great support to me and just such a cool guy. Like, I don't know if you've ever met him, but he does a podcast, Tim Montague, and just to be able to have access to, you people like you, like just experts who are in their field that really want to help. But yeah, so that's the book that I take a long time in. But there's other books that we've read.
I'm
The
gonna write
Energy Bus. That one's my favorite so far. Energy Bus.
energy bus.
Hmm.
All right, I appreciate that. I'm gonna look those up. I'm gonna look those up. How many people are in the book club?
He pretty much makes sales, customer service. I mean, I think, I don't know if he does it for the entire company. I don't know if field support, that department, but pretty much I would say at least 60% of the company.
Wow. And these are educational for the industry and motivational for your own job's
I
success?
think it's really mostly cultural building. Sorry, Jacob, you'll have to edit.
Yeah, culture building, sure. So
Yeah,
how
okay.
to treat people, how to maintain. Yep.
And understand like how to be a winner, like success, like what does that look like? And he loves sports, so it's a lot of baseball or football. Um, uh, but yeah, I think just looking at work in different perspectives. But it's also like the energy bus was, if when you're putting in 60 hours a week and you're just running out of gas, and you've got this going on and that going on, and just things aren't working out, and you just um you know how do you just stay focused, and how do you be appreciative? And so there's a lot of like personal learning in these books that he tells us to read. So I mean, I don't want to speak for everybody with the company, but if you read those books, you do get something out of it.
Yeah. All right, I love this. I think this was a good time in my life for me to hear that and remember how powerful it is to have a group of people, just a book club focused on the careers a bit and continue to keep everybody lifted up and motivated. Very cool. All right, I got to step up my game. That's a good one. Um, you got any? I'm looking for something that taught you is a funny story that maybe turned into an interesting lesson or something along your solar career path.
Um, okay, so Chint Power Systems, America, sometimes gets mistaken for two different companies. One is CPS Energy in San Antonio. So a lot of people think I'm the utility in San Antonio, Texas
Uh,
area. And the other one I get usually mostly on the plane or subway or bus. They'll look and they'll look again, and then I'll say Child Protective Services. and,
You'll
and we
say
just
it?
pause for a minute. I'll say it sometimes. I'm like, yep, Child Protective Services. And I have only done it a few times, not a lot. But whenever my colleagues and I are hanging out, we're just like, where's your children? We're CPS. So that it's kind of fun play on words.
All right. Yeah, that could be awkward. You call them up. Hi, this is Jennifer with CPS, and I have just a few questions for you.
Yeah, exactly. Click.
Yeah, yeah. Walking around with your kids. Why CPS following me?
Yep.
That's good. That's good. All right. But I like how you just lean into it, make it a joke. It
Yeah.
might be a good icebreaker. You could turn that into somehow that build that friendship and work on the sales.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty good. So, if someone was considering joining your industry, solar, what's a piece of advice you might give them?
Learn to believe in, well, all right, let me start over. Sorry. Know your why. Why are you in solar? And really understand, like, are you wanting to learn more on the development side? Do you want to do more of the sales side? Do you want to be more on the design? Um, and just really maybe researching all the different fields within solar, contracts or project management, installer. So I think know your why, kind of where do you feel like you're best served in that field. And then also have like a future plan, like where do you want to grow in solar as you learn in your career development? What is it that excites you about solar, and why do you want to keep growing that knowledge? Is it the projects? Is it what it's doing for a community? Is it community solar? For me, agrivoltaics means a lot to me. Dan French, he created the solar farm summit, and what he's doing there is just hands on. Another reason why I love solar. Solar saves farms. Farmers are struggling. Why in America are the farmers struggling? Why are we importing all our food and our vegetables? Like, why, we want to be a resilient, independent country. Why are we not helping our farmers grow healthier food locally? So, solar can bring out many, many different topics and political. And that's probably why solar gets attacked, because it's so versatile and it's so life changing. And maybe it's going to disrupt, certain people that want to keep it a certain way. And that's not what's always best for the people. And so I think through solar education and community development, you can really, it's more of a movement. It's more of a lifestyle. It's more of resiliency and protecting yourself, and the technology is so versatile. It benefits us.
I
I
love
could go
that.
on and on about solar.
Well, you definitely know your why. You you definitely know your why. What
And
a
then the
great.
third thing was be comfortable being uncomfortable, and
I
fake
love
it till
that.
you make it. You'll eventually learn it. You'll eventually learn it.
You'll eventually learn it. That's right. And being comfortable in, how'd you say it? Be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Yes.
You just got to practice it, right? You just kind of got to force yourself and then look back and go, "Oh, I survived. It
Yeah.
wasn't so bad. I can do it again."
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, I've had some tough customer meetings and when you're new and you're learning and you're not prepared for some technical questions, whew, that one was the rough one, but it made me want to push myself. And trust me, the questions they asked, like you found the answers and you never forgot that. That's for sure.
Mm,
So, and then you have other customer meetings where they don't even want to talk. They just want to get to know you and if they like you.
right. Yeah. Well, it's a big purchase. They got to make
Mhm.
sure they're trusting the person and,
Yep.
not getting, buffaloed or, you know,
Right.
sold a bad product. Uh, I wanted the other one was you said after know your why. It's decide what area you're going to go in and then where you want to be afterwards. And I love this one. And I just want to add that people struggle with making that decision, right? And they feel like if they make the decision, then they're locked in forever. And I like to remind everyone, you can change your mind. you know, next month if you want, you learn something new, you can change your mind and go a different direction. But make the decision. That's such a great piece of advice, knowing where you
Well,
want
and
to
I
be.
think just, yeah, and I think for me, and I'll talk, candidly, I'm not an engineer. I don't want to pretend I'm an engineer. I am going to always be limited in technical conversations because I'm not an engineer. So I think that really kind of evolved in me this year because there was such a lack of confidence. And you're talking with mostly engineers, but I do get some I mean, I do have engineer support, but you're still sometimes in questions that you just don't know. And you learn over time and you retain and you hear things. And some you feel more comfortable saying, oh, yeah, I do know the answer to that. And it is a technical question. But if you don't know, write it down and tell them, I just don't know this and I don't want to give you the wrong information. And then you have to be able to rely on your team of engineers to support you. And there's a lot of trust in building that and making sure your departments are there for you. But also just you build that trust with that customer. Like, I'm not going to just bullshit you. I'm not going to just
Hmm.
tell you, I need to find out and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And
You
then
know,
you do it. You got to follow through.
you got to follow through. You have to. But I often like it's a red flag for me if the person is answering every question because I know no one person has all the answers, to any topic and subject that we're digging into. So it's always like a red flag to me when I get a yeah, 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 and words follow. I think maybe they're making it up. It's just better to say I don't know.
I like to educate and learn and really, I don't like, you come prepared to meetings and you definitely need to be prepared. And some they tell you ahead of time what they're wanting, and then some you just don't know. So just be comfortable, uncomfortable, and just keep pushing yourself. Yeah. And like you said, start somewhere. I wanted to get into solar. I did sales. I could learn product. Who's going to hire me to do that? And I applied to a lot of jobs and I did not want residential, and that tends to be the path into solar, and that was kind of what I probably could have got a job quicker, but in residential, and I really wanted business to business.
Mm.
So that took more time, and yeah, and I'm very, very grateful and very happy, and I've learned a lot, and I'm really excited about the future.
Yeah, and you have such a cool story and energy about you with that decision to transition, follow the passion, go learn something you didn't know anything about before. And then, networking, finding those people, your solar sisters, right? Reaching out and intentionally creating that relationship you knew you needed to continue to grow your career there. And now I hear you're reading all these books and continuing to fuel it. Your gut. You have such great advice for people. I want to ask one more for a piece of advice from you. You've made that transition. You've seen the growth of Chint while you're there, and now you see some struggles in the industry and some, I don't know what the right word is, demanding environments, tough times, things like that. Well, what are the mindsets and thoughts that keep you, I think, both grounded and that with that positive energy?
It wasn't always that positive. I had to work on it. I have to give some kudos to Mel Robbins' book, Let Them. That has been a amazing pivotal moment. I started reading it a couple months ago. Um, you can't control like what the politics, but you can believe in the equipment, and for the customers that feel a push to do, all these tax incentives. Um, I'll still be there for you, even if it doesn't work out this year coming up, because everything's happened so fast, so abruptly. CPS has a reliable manufacturing plant in Thailand. They have grown the inverters to larger capacity sizes to help mitigate buying two inverters. So it used to be you had to get maybe two 125s for 250 kW. Now we have one 250 kW. So I think just everyone's rushing to get as much capital and much tax savings. But if you know your why, you're in solar and it is strong, and it's going to survive. And so I think for me was, okay, I'm going to be the best version I can for my customers, and we are going to get through 2026 together the best we can. And I have some customers that may not be able to use me because of domestic content, because of tax incentives, and they can still call me a year from now if they don't use me, because it's about the long-term relationship that you grow, and you're also growing a brand. Like, who are you? What's your integrity? What's your reason for wanting me to be your customer? And I think if you really authentically, genuinely believe that, um, I'm so excited to see where I am in another 3 years.
Very cool. I like how you ended that, building your own personal brand, that reputation, all the small things that we do, people remember and talk about and almost know before you walk into the door the next time, don't they? All right, great answer. So I also heard the grounded piece to me was you're paying attention to the industry regulation, the company and products and how it's responding to the changes and bringing new solutions and systems to the clients. So, you're definitely doing your homework. And then you said you have to work on positivity. We all do, right? That's wonderful advice. And read those books. I just heard about the Let Them book. I might try to pick that one up, but
Thank you,
sounds like
Mel. Thank you. I'll tell you, I'm reading it and Audible, and I go back to chapters, man. But she had a struggle, and it's a good book.
all right. I got a couple of good book tips from you here. Plenty of good reading in my future. Well, Jennifer, it's been a treat to be able to get to talk to you and get to know you some more. I
Thank
loved
you.
meeting you in Vegas at RE Plus, where you just had this sales pitch, like chambered out of the gun when we walked up at the microphones. That was fantastic. And
I was a nervous wreck, and I wouldn't even share the microphone. I got it. I was like, oh, I don't know what happened.
you knew where you needed to be. That was a lot of fun. And yeah, we'll give Annie some more time. Another, she's been on the podcast. We'll catch up with her and keep in touch with her career as well. But that was fun.
And I'm so glad she came on board. It was great to hire another female, and she's such a sweetheart. Alyssa, Brianna, we've got so many. We have hired a lot of women since I've been there, and that's a wonderful thing to see.
Love that. Yes. Yeah, and looking forward to continuing to get to know you some more. I'm going to pay attention to the next event, and I don't know if I'm going to bring a wig. That might be too much, but I'll be at the Solar Sister if you're there. Woo, did I say that
Yes.
out
Solar sisters.
loud? I'll work on the mantra. You got it. Well, Jennifer, anything else before we wrap it up?
Thank you for this opportunity to share my story. And I talk a lot. That's what I'm good at. And thank you for just letting me be able to do this with you.
All right, you bet, and it's been a real pleasure getting to know you.
All
All
right. We'll
right,
see you soon.
see you soon. Bye.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.